Hi, folks. So, we are going to learn how to set up a Substack page. And within that framework, think about how we want to organize our Substack with pages. So, a great use for a Substack page is a welcome or a contents page on your navigation bar. Another use would be a sales page for your paid offer. Now, pages sit in the background unless we put them anywhere on top of the Substack. So you can have them quietly running in the background. You can have them linked from places. They won't be front and center unless you put them front and center. You can't pin them. You can only link out to them and you can put them on your navigation bar currently. So they are useful. We don't email them out. They're not connected to the email subscribers that you have. They are completely separate, like a website page. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and show you how to make one and how to edit one as well. And then you can have a think about whether you want to include one in your magazine design of your Substack. So if I go to my profile here, I'm going to take you into Creatively Conscious just to remind you about how this one's set up. So I've got my welcome and contents page here, and then I can edit it directly from here. So if there was anything that I was updating every single month, it is quite easy to go in and edit anything. I've edited this quite recently, but I always think it's good to like go in and sort of see, a couple of times a year if this is everything that you want it to be and if it is pointing to the right things. So that's there. On Creatively Conscious, I've taken it from magazine style to just having this pinned post just to simply see as an experiment if I get more sign-ups. So realistically, the only thing for people to do if they don't want to read this is have a look at the navigation bar. So can you see how that's really clear? It's like in that top section of my Substack. If they want to read this, great. If they don't, then they can go up here and have a little look. Then obviously they can scroll down for more, and that's where it gets busy. So again, I love experiments. I'm just experimenting with that format. So if I go into the dashboard of Digital Detox, for example, so I'm currently running this challenge this week, and so we'll have a look to see inside of settings what we can show you in terms of pages. So just type the word page, and then usually you can have a little look and a scroll down and it'll bring it to you there. So we've got further inspo and resources for the digital detox, all previous and upcoming challenges, win prizes for participation. So these are all pages that I've built in the past, ways to work with me. So I wanted to show you that menu from this pop-up Substack because these are all things that I can link to in various different places. So from my posts, from the navigation bar, I can add them to the navigation bar if I want to. The easiest way to add them to the navigation bar is just to press these three buttons and then add to navigation bar. So I'll do that now for further inspo. Now it jumps about a bit, sorry about that, but if I wanted to go in and edit this one, I would just click into it there and then I can go and edit it here. So let's see, we'll just put a little emoji in the title because I've started using that emoji for the challenge. And then I could write a little intro. I haven't shared this anywhere yet. I've just been building this in the background. If you would like further inspo for your own creative practice when it comes to being more screen free and inspired, I liked these resources, people, and links. And then I can just go into it. So I might put a photograph in because it's very linky. I've got some books linked and stuff like that. But just maybe put the title of people. So it's just like a page, basically, a post, sorry, the way that you would have a post. And then I'm linking to tech, books. So if I just change that to for heading 4, and then I'm ready with that one now. It's fine. I can add to it this week. So I'm going to update that. Now it's given me some options here. Is it for everyone? Paid subscribers, founding members only? I'm just going to say yes, it's for everyone. We don't need a social preview photograph in the same way that we do with post because it doesn't preview anywhere as far as I'm aware. So you can put one in if you want to, if you like the design of that, but you don't have to. So now this one, this link of the page, I could go in And I think I've linked it here in the navigation bar. Yeah, it's here in the navigation bar. But I could go into, say, tomorrow's post that is scheduled, and I could add it in. So we'll go into what I've scheduled for day 2, and then maybe I'll put it at the bottom. If you would like to explore more links to support your digital detox inspiration and look at the books available for helping your creative practice, I've built you a page of resources. There we go. So I'll just put that in a call out block, take it centralized, and then I'm going to highlight that and then link to the page URL that I just grabbed. There we go. So that's done. So that's in there. Now I could also put it in the template. So I've got a template for digital detox. So I could also, I'll just pop it in there just to remind myself that that's the link. Okay, so it has pulled a preview through there. So I think that's fine. I'll just save that there. Right, so this template isn't perfect yet, but I've just popped it in there, so I've got it. That's weird. That's really strange. So that's not the template at all. I don't know what's going on there. I think I must have inserted the template in that post. I didn't mean to do that. Oh dear. Right. I'll take that off. Okay. We'll just leave that for now. And I'll go back. And I'm going to just do create new so you can see. So if I click digital detox template, it's just going to put it in the brand new template. So instead of doing what I did just there, I've inserted all of that template into day 2, which I didn't mean to do. So this is the template, and I'm going to pop this page in the bottom of the template until I tidy it up. And then I'm going to continue. And then I'm going to, I think it just saves automatically. That's fine. Right, okay, so I don't need to do anything with that. We'll just let that go. And then I'll go back to my settings, type in page, have a look here. So if you wanted to add a new page, all you would do is press this add button, and then you would obviously get the page template to edit, and then you'll see all of your pages here. If you do ever want to delete them, you just can unpublish, or you can delete the whole thing. So the all challenges one, I could go into that and I could be like, yeah, that's great, 2026 challenges. I'm going to just edit that and tell people about the digital detox one. And then I'll just do that in the same way. So if I go to digital detox, because I've set it up as a section, if I press view all, or tag, sorry, if I press view all on the tag, then I can just get the URL for that and pop that there. And then I'm going to just put in my little page break, which I taught you about last week. So I'll have to grab that from my desktop. I think it is in, I've got Claude to tidy all my files. Here it is, I think. There we go. So I'll just pop that in just to break the page up a little bit, get rid of that bullet point, keep that photograph of me. I might just take that smaller. And then we've got the subscribe as well. So yeah, I think that that's probably enough for you to start thinking about the way that we can use pages. The main thing is you can design them up the same way that you design up your posts, keep it all in keeping with your branding. But obviously these are hidden unless we link them anywhere. So I'm going to update that now. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just remind you of how to organize the navigation bar. So I did something funky when I was demonstrating this to you guys, and I put the navigation bar over here. I think that's a bit hidden for this being, it's day one of the challenge today. I would like it to be more front and center because I don't know that people will think to click over in that hamburger icon. So I'm going to change it and put it back in the middle. So to do that, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to go into the website editor. And then I'm going to go header, no, this one, there we go. And then I'm going to change the hamburger to standard because I just think it's clearer. I'm not putting a fancy word mark in here. I'm just leaving it as it is. I could take it slightly bigger so people know where they are. And then I'm going to save that. Changes are saved. And so now if I go back to the home page, I'll be able to see that it's changed that. So everything is here. So the further inspo and resources page that I just edited is here. All challenges is here. I have had a few people asking recently because I referenced the Substack Growth to Bestseller challenge on a couple of videos, so they can find that there. Ways to work with me. I've not updated that in a while, but I'll leave it as is. I'm sure it's fine. Then I've got this little gift icon, so it's probably not that clear. But I might change that as we go through the week when I open chat. I've linked out to my Instagram. If anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, that should link out to my Instagram. And then that is it. So it's more clicks than I would usually advise, but because it's a challenge Substack, I'm trying to sort of help people to find what it is that they need to find without typing it into comments or without emailing me. So fingers crossed that helps. So we've got the digital detox as they scroll down. I've pinned the hello, it's intro thread time. Today, when the challenge goes live, day one, I'll pin day one and then the intro thread will move. So I'll always have at the top here the main post that people are looking for. And then obviously as they scroll down, they'll get digital detox. So I'm really thinking about capturing attention in a short amount of time on this Substack, which is a slightly different style of doing things. So just so you're clear, if I show you my other Substacks, I don't know why this has gone a bit, it's gone a bit big. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get, oh, there we go. Don't know what's happened here. Get it big again. I'll just stop sharing and see if I can fix it actually, because sometimes I do wish I got a bigger laptop. It's only 13 inches, but it's great for taking on trains and stuff like that, but sometimes means that I can't quite get to everything. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is what it is. Try and move along. Maybe it's because I made the word mark massive, I don't know. Right. Okay, so if we go into Sparkle on Substack, here we go. So I haven't got any pages here apart from if there's anything in the drop down. So like the A to Z library is a page on Sparkle on Substack because it makes way more sense for that to be a page and not a post. But there's nothing clickable from the navigation bar that's a page. Quick tips, I think, is a page. Yeah, quick tips is a page if people want to click that. We don't get the stats on pages, so I try not to make them too often, just if it makes sense for them to exist as a page. And then for perks, which is a new thing, I'm going to do a separate video on this, but oh goodness, what's going on with my screen share today? For perks, which is a new thing, I am going to actually build a page that says paid member perks or member perks or something, and then I'm going to include this because there's not really a way to describe exactly who gets all of this. And from the user side, I've had some feedback that it's quite confusing, like people can't actually access things if they're comped in and all of that. So I need to do a bit of extra admin, chat to Substack, but I will make a perks page rather than use this that Substack are pulling through, and then I'll insert this inside of the page. So that'll happen at some point. Okie dokie, guys. Well, that's it for pages. As always, if you've got any questions, let me know. I hope that was helpful. Again, going back to how you're mapping it all out, your A3 piece of paper, your topics, your sections, your tags, if you need a page or not. If you want to make a sales page for your membership, obviously then that is evergreen. So you're not always thinking about, updating a post or it sort of feeling out of date because it's got the wrong date on it. Pages are evergreen, so they're a great tool to use inside of your beautiful digital magazine. All right, I'll see you on the next call. Thanks, everyone.